I'd like to show you an exercise for the chest that has come in very useful, not only as bodybuilding, but for awareness of how to flex the chest. But we'll put this into the mass building and not strength building group. So more of a bodybuilding mindset going in to connect with the muscle and use the muscle rather than just move the weight around. That's this kind of exercise. However, that being said, let's think this through. If I build more muscle by bodybuilding and not worrying about strength, and I have a bunch of new muscle, then when I start strength training, is it not reasonable to say that a guy with more muscle, or you with more muscle, has an opportunity to move more weight, to be able to incorporate that new muscle into the motor drive to move more weight? So bodybuilding for powerlifting and strength, it has a value that sort of sneaks in the back door. It gets smuggled in. A lot of muscle mass could be, doesn't have to be, but it could be converted into power if you can connect it. So we're going to talk about connecting the muscle and getting a mass workout. We really want to stimulate the chest. However, the reason I came up with this exercise was to save time and energy. I wanted to blend two exercises together, the two functions together. I wanted to get my chest done and my anterior delts done at the same time, and that's easily done. If you look at the musculature of the fibers of the pec, they start here and they run parallel this way, and then if you line up the shoulder, those frontal, they also line up in that same kind of line. Now when you have your shoulder down like this, it goes this way and then this way, but when we're in this pressing motion, that anterior delt is pretty much synonymous in function with the pecs. So the idea here is, I want to do a chest exercise, and that's where I'm going to focus. But in the bargain, I'm going to get a free delt exercise. Free. Smuggled in on the way. And that's very valuable to be able to not have to do another press for your shoulders if you do this well enough. So this kind of automatically trains your shoulders. But we want to just keep thinking about the chest. We're going to ignore the shoulders, in fact. So, Will, why don't you grab the 10s, and we're just going to use demonstration weights. And I want you to show me just a press, just from your shoulders straight up.
You want me to get big stretch?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Just a regular press. Just take them right from your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Here, straight down.
Okay.
Yeah, just straight press.
Okay.
So let's watch the motion of a straight press. Tap the shoulder, straight up. The dumbbells are moving very vertically against gravity. They're always weighing something straight down. And you'll watch the fibers, they go across like this, stop for a moment, and they start in the chest, they go all the way to the shoulder, and then they contract this way, and the dumbbells go up. Rest for a moment, and Will, I want you to, Will's learning this right now. This is an actual live teaching event that's happening here. And so it's going to be real genuine and organic. There's going to be stumbles and questions, and I want to solve this as if this was actually happening. So next, Will, I want you to contrast that feeling with a regular dumbbell fly. So start up here together, and now you're going to do a dumbbell fly. So arms slightly bent, real wide, real wide, real wide, and then back to the top. And so the motion here of the dumbbells is arc-like. If you follow the motion, it's no longer up and down. It's up and down here, but then it comes this way, and it's a different feel and a different motion. But let's look at the fibers. They're stretched here, and the deltoid's same, and they're going to contract. And so you can rest, Will. So the muscles are feeling this similarly. But when you experience it, it's very different, right?
Yeah.
Where's it feel heavier?
Well, each of them have a different point that's leverage is, more disadvantaged. So obviously with this, the outermost
feels like it weighs a lot more than 10 pounds, right?
Exactly, it does, yep.
And here it always feels like it's 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So knowing
Although the bottom range actually is where it's loaded more, because at the top,
it's stretched more.
Stretched more.
We're going to address that. I'm glad you brought that up. So what I'm going to do is blend the press with the fly. And if you learn how to do these right, someone would be in the gym and they'd watch from the other side of the gym and they would say, oh, that's a dude that is cheating on his flies. He's making his flies easy. He's trying to press them a little bit. But that's not what we're doing. We're doing a press and we're going to let the fly bleed into it. So we're going to make our presses extra super hard, not our flies extra super easy. So the idea here in your mind is, I'm going to do a press,
standard,
but I'm going to make it harder than a regular press.
Something like that.
Yep, so what we're going to do first is start at the top in the press position, and then all I want you to do, instead of this very vertical motion, I want you to let it float out a little bit and down. So we're going to get a little bit of that, and then go ahead and stretch it, but don't bring them in. Leave the dumbbells outside of being directly over the joint. And what you'll see, you're talking about your stretch, right? Go ahead and go down there. So we have a real good stretch that's similar to a fly, but we're going to press it now. So go ahead and press it. And you're going to blend a fly and a press together and see what you get. Do a couple of reps. Yeah, you play with the distance away from the axis of rotation a little bit. And you know, as it gets out, it's going to create more angular. Excuse me, I didn't mean to bump you there. All right.
Is there too low to go, or do we
No,
want to go?
we're gonna work on that too.
Okay.
So get this feel of half press, half fly. You're doing presses the hard way. So this is a press, but you're gonna do it the hard way. You're gonna make it harder by, now do one straight up and down again and feel how easy that is compared to what you were doing. That's a regular press. Now do a full fly, and that's really a lot harder than what you're doing, right?
Right.
So if that's true, then you're blending them well. Rest for a second. Here's what's next. I want you to actually rest for a second. I'll just describe what's next for you. So you can set those down for a second. Remember when you said about the stretch, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good idea, right? I think I want more stretch.
Right.
So imagine you have the dumbbells and you're going to do your blend. Bring your arms back. You're blending. So start up here.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's half press, half fly. Now at this point, what I need you to do is two things. One, and watch what happens to the stretch when he does these two things. One thing is pull the scapula together and pinch back here. And that gave me a little bit more, that gave you a little more stretch, did it not?
Yep.
Yeah, quite a bit. Now the second thing, and this is the critical part that I don't think a lot of people know about. If the dumbbells are outside this axis of rotation and not directly above it, when they go out, they will naturally want to push down to the ground. But we're going to take that push, the weight of the dumbbell, and we're going to allow it to push in towards it'll push you. You're pulling it now because you have to. But when there's weight here, so that can pull these elbows. And so what I tell people is to try to touch your elbows behind you. And the weight will help you a lot. You'll see this.
Yeah.
This is going to be your start position now. You're going to start from here.
Okay.
And then do your half press, half fly. But now with the extra super added stretch.
Yeah, this bench is still a little wide.
It's a wide supported bench.
But
It's not a bodybuilding bench. We're at a power shop.
Let's talk about using that. Let's do an isometric against the bench.
You can, and that makes good sense.
That's hard.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the abs too? Should I kind of curl under?
Irrelevant. You can do whatever you want to. We could change the angle of the rib cage to affect something different. That's absolutely true. But let's leave that for another thing.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So
now tuck your elbows in, pull them in, and then for you it's going to be the bench.
yeah, I'm stuck at the bench now.
Yeah. I think if I laid on there, I might be able to pull my elbows back. So I'm a little bit wider than you are. So work with that though. Okay. So use it.
Man, I'm getting a hell of a contraction on my back. I'll tell you that.
Okay. And then half press, half. That's a lot of fly there.
Okay.
So
bring it in a little more.
yeah, find the half of the press.
Okay.
Now this is so light that it's going to be hard to do, but we'll move up in weight a little bit. But just understand the motion, what you're trying to do.
Down, slow, bring way back.
Yeah, now tuck.
Tuck. Yeah.
Elbows in. Now that's too wide because when this is heavier, you're not going to be able to do that.
Okay.
You're going to have to keep this about here.
Okay.
And that's going to push, see how it's going to push down
I feel that.
the forearm. You can do that now with these little guys. We get 60s on you.
Yeah.
And then it's going to press you itself. So a little bit narrower.
I like that.
It's going to have to be there. And you'll do that naturally as we go up. Go ahead and get a couple reps and try to find half press. Remember, it's still a press.
Still a press, okay.
All right. I know with these light weights.
It is a little hard, yeah.
We'll put some weight on in a second.
That feels a little more pressed.
Okay, good. All right, why don't you dump those and grab some 20s or...
Okay.
So we got a little bit more weight here, and this is going to help you find what you can do with the blending of how far out they can go and how far in they need to stay.
Okay, so let's start at the top like last time.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and let it just...
So half and half. It's mostly a press, right?
Right.
Because we're going to do hard presses, not easy flies. And then right here, let that go, and let that, you feel that weight pushing, and it's pushing this humerus in. Now go ahead and start. Yeah. Fly, press. Don't forget your press. So you still want to do flies because of that's your history, right? And so, but we want to put a lot of weight on this. So I want you to half fly, half press. There you go.
That felt better.
Yeah, that was nice.
Okay.
Do that again.
Okay, here we go. Get way back.
Do one more. And we're going to add something. Now, try to find it so it's kind of smooth. You can always adjust this. So if you come down and you feel like I don't have enough stretch, I need to let them go out, you can do that at that point in time. But as you practice, you can.
Okay.
But I prefer you to find it on the way.
On the arc itself.
Yeah, find it. Find your own groove. That was a nice press, by the way. What you did there, we're gonna do in a moment on purpose. So one more big stretch. Now just relax this. Let this move away from this. The shoulder joint moves away from the sternum. Let it pull. So you really have to relax. There you go. There's more stretch, right? So go ahead and flex out of there. That's a good stretch. Do one more of those. That's a nice job. And then we'll add something to it. All right. So here's what you're going to do next, Will. We're going to get that really good stretch, that really good relaxation. Why don't you lay back for a second? We're going to get that good relaxation. And then I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to ask you to concentrate your attention not on the dumbbell and finding the arc, not on your hand and moving the dumbbell with your hand, not with your arm, because guess where the pec stops? Right here. It doesn't go down here to the dumbbell. Guess where the delt stops? Right here. So you're going to pull from here to here. This is all just connected, but you ignore it. The hardest part is to not move the dumbbell again and to just move the muscle. Stretched, relaxed. Long, stretched, it's long. Come up, flex, it's short. Stretch it. Long, short. Long, like an accordion. All right?
Yep.
Work with that a little bit. Do like 3 reps. And what I want you to do is work on mostly forgetting about the dumbbell. Most people learn how to lift weights. We all do. We learn how to lift weights by being taught to move the weight from here to here. How you do a barbell curl? Well, you start here, and you take the bar, and you end up here. And I literally remember having one of my first weight benches, and it came with a little pamphlet to tell you how to do it. And there was a bodybuilder named Bill Grant on there. And the first picture of doing curls was him holding the bar here. Second picture was him holding the bar here. Third picture was a duplicate of the first picture. So you move the bar Thinking about the bar from here to here. Now there's a graduation of that to think about the bar path, and we talk about that in powerlifting a lot. Bar path, you know, but you're still thinking about the bar. So on a machine or a dumbbell or a Olympic bar, if you keep thinking about the bar, you can teach kids how to do good, safe form this way. But you'll never, ever teach them anything about how the muscle contracts doing it that way. They'll have good technique. The bar will be where it's supposed to be. Maybe their elbows and things will be, but maybe not. Because if I move the bar from here to here, I can do that with my elbows out, elbows in, and that matters in bench pressing and other things. But in general, if we think about A to B, A to B, A to B, A to B, we have a way to learn the exercise, and for most people that's fine. The next step in the evolution of understanding how muscles work and being a lifter, and not just using lifting to help your other activity, is to feel the muscle, mind-muscle connection. Bodybuilders talk about it all the time. And that's the second phase of understanding and connecting to the muscle. And by doing that, by ignoring the hand and the bar and thinking about the muscle that moves, I guarantee you that if you think about where the bicep starts and stops, and you think about how it contracts, it gets long and short, you don't have to think about this, because this is all connected to this. The weight is in your hand, the hand is connected to your forearm, forearm is connected to the bicep. Everything that's actually happening, it looks like there's a lot going on down here because things move, but nothing is moving down here. Nothing is flexing. You're just holding on, it stays held on. The weight certainly doesn't move. Your bones and arm and these muscles don't do anything. All of this happens really up here in the bicep. All the energy, all the glucose, all the motion, the flex, that's all up here. So if I purposefully, I want you to purposefully block out, ignore what's down here, ignore it, and get into where we want to be. And where we want to be is up here. So nice stretch. That's a little too wide. Okay. So now you're going to do a press, but you're not going to press the dumbbells. No, that would be wrong. You would get punished for that in the grammar school. No, you're going to just flex the chest. And you're going to stay up here. You're going to stay very local to your head. You're not going to take your attention and your mind and your head down here. That'll be fine. So let's turn that over just a little bit. Yeah, because when it gets heavy, you're not going to be able to quite scoop it. All right, so now just move this closer to that.
All the way up?
Okay. I'm going to guide you because I want it to be a little more press.
Okay.
So I'm going to take you out here.
Okay.
That's it. And then, now here's the fly part, really. Tuck that in, and then let's go. Let's do this. Don't move these. Forget about them. It's hard to.
It is hard.
It's hard to ignore them, but just ignore them and get into this. Get into this happening. It's long, it's short. Make it short, make it short, make it short. You work with it. I'll watch. Now, Will doesn't have a great groove here yet because he just learned the exercise. So don't pay so much attention to the groove. Learn your own. He's learning it right now. Think about the concept that we're trying to get him to feel. Ignore this. Ignore this. Ignore everything up to right here. Here's the fibers. They start here, and they're going this way. And they end here. And those things get shorter. And that's what happens. That's what happens. Yeah, take your time.
I think I got maybe one more.
That's
maybe?
okay. Yeah, you can stop anytime you need to.
Okay, I got one more to see how good it is.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I want you to turn this a little bit.
Turn it like this.
Because you're going to have to when it gets heavier. Okay. When these are 60s, you won't be able to just flip it over like that. And this is a little narrow, but you're doing fine though. I mean, are you, dump them. Are you feeling this?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is this like a press? Is it like a fly? Or is it new? Is it a new thing?
It's new.
Yeah.
For sure. I
It's a
mean,
different.
I think when people talk about synergistic exercises, would you say this would fall under that very?
Yeah. Deltoid and pec We only need to think about the pec, and we're gonna move it in closer even still.
Okay.
So what we've been doing is we've been changing a little bit of your focus. You've been learning how to handle things and control things. Are you getting a really good chest workout? If you were doing these to failure, would these be good sets?
They would be.
Is this a decent chest exercise?
Oh, absolutely.
Not so bad, right? I'm going to put it up there with one of the best. I'm biased, but I'm allowed to be, being its father and all. What we're going to do now is the thing that you and I talked about earlier.
Okay.
We want to pull this motion from the inside out. So get in your position again. I want you to turn this a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Now, a lot of people start their motion out here. They start in the shoulder, or they start, like we've talked about, way down here. They move the dumbbell. You know, they push their hands. They punch from A to B. We moved it a little closer, but now we're going to get really close. I don't want you to do anything out here. This is just where it's tucked on. The pec and the delt, but you only think about the pec now, because the delt comes along for free. It starts here on the sternum. Fibers go this way. These ones come up here and turn, but they all come right up into here. And you're going to leave that alone. Don't move from there. I want you to move from here. I want you to start in here, and I want you to act like the shirt was, if the shirt was tucked on there, what's going to happen is you're going to start in here, and you're going to pull that shirt over, and it's going to pull the arm with it from here to here, from the inside out. So rest those for a second. So what's going to happen is, well, here, feel this. What's going to happen is you're not going to start out here with the dumbbell. You're not going to start out here with the shoulder. People do that. What you're going to do is you're going to try to start
Right.
right here. Feel this. I'm going to start flexing there. And then I'm going to move the arm. So it starts with a flex and nothing moves. This gets activated first, and then it moves. And I want you to imagine, now this doesn't actually happen. The muscle contracts to the center of itself, to the muscle belly. But in our mind, to get away from the thing that we've always done, which is move weights from A to B, we're gonna really try to get into the muscle inside out. And there is a feeling that you'll get, that you'll recognize, not recognize, but you'll understand it to be, oh, that seemed like it was inside out.
Let's do it. Let's see how it goes.
Go ahead. Go back down. Relax completely. There we go. Now these have to come up a little bit because they're going to be 60s, right? Okay. Now, don't move these. Flex this for me. Good. Now keep coming. Now keep coming from the inside. Slow down. Inside out. Now the dumbbells really came in there, but then keep going. Keep going. Keep flexing inside out. You'll find your groove.
I don't think I'm going to get to the 60s today. I don't know.
All right, take your time.
Yeah.
Now full, relax completely. All right.
Okay.
Now don't start here. I'm gonna feel this.
Okay.
I'm gonna feel this.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
You started your elbows. You started way down here. Right here.
Demerits.
Right here.
Let's go. Okay. It's tough, man.
You're doing fine. Keep going. Hard work is good
I'm
work.
just not used to doing it.
Hard work is good work.
It's a new pattern.
Yeah. Let's not do the easy thing. Let's do the hard thing. This is hard. You're gonna have to learn this. Yeah, 25's got heavy real fast on 2 reps. Dump them and grab the 10s.
Okay.
Or the 15s or whatever. Just go down. Keep going.
Okay, let's do it. Let's see what we got. Okay.
Now, you got this idea that you want to do this,
Okay.
that scooping
Just
exercise.
keep telling me.
It's a press.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
do it.
it's a
Let's see.
press. It's an incline press. You rushing? Tired?
Yeah, tired.
Rest.
Okay.
Rest. We'll take a break.
Okay.
We'll come back to it. You understand what we're trying to get at?
I understand.
Do you feel some of it coming?
Yeah.
You will. Every time you do this, you'll be able to build on that last feeling. Every set that you do, you'll learn something from it, and they will improve at a very rapid rate. A very steep learning curve at the beginning. Let's let you do 3 sets of 4, and we'll call it a day. And we'll see what you can learn in 3 sets of 4. Is that acceptable or too much?
I mean, we can try it. Let's do it. We'll see where it goes.
All right.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to say that. It's kind of hard. It's new.
I do hard things. I like doing things the hard way. Now get into a press. You're curling it. You're doing curls. Get into a press. Here, start up in your press. Start up here.
Okay.
Now come down in a press, but make it a little harder. Like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It can go. That's an exercise, but that's not this exercise.
Okay.
All right. So start here. Now you fully relax. And you let the elbow touch the elbows behind you. That's it. Do you see the extra stretch?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, and that's where you start. Now don't start here. Don't start here. Don't even start here. Start here. Just focus right in here. Bring this together. Pinch this in. And I want you to just do 3 more. Do the best you can. Slower is probably better to learn. If you go too fast, you're not quite sure what's going on. Half press. Half. Let that fall out, especially at the end. Wider. Let the dumbbells come out because that pushes the elbows in. Now, don't start out. Don't start out there. Start here. Okay. Follow through. So you're allowed to press it at the end. So it sort of starts more like, I suppose it starts more like a fly and ends more like a press. But there's a blend. 1 more. Full stretch now. Relax. Let the dumbbells come out. Let the elbows come in. Dumbbells out, elbows in. Relax. Get that full stretch. Now bring it in. Start there. All right. What do we get? What'd you learn? What do you have? What can you say about it? What's worth saying? What's worth remarking about?
Well, it just something we've talked about before. You know, the body. You've said to me over the years, you know, the body doesn't know. It could be a band, it could be gravity, it could be body weight, it's just tension. It's the only thing it's
tension.
So this is a exercise that you will have to get in the room with the tension that you're putting on it. And that's where you're going to get the benefit. And it's that stretch.
It's not in the weight, is it?
No. It's
It's
really
in the
not.
tension.
In the tension.
That's a bodybuilding idea, but it's true.
Which is where we started this conversation. This is more of a
True.
bodybuilding
Mass.
endeavor.
How's the pump after 1 set of 4?
It's good. It feels good. I mean, it feels. And you know what? It feels safe. To be honest with you, I don't feel at any point of that brittle.
Even with that super stretch.
Even with this, like it was a.
Will has some questionable shoulders too.
I do.
I didn't expect you to say that, but that's
Well,
good.
Yeah, I had a slap tear. I think everybody that's watching this has come up against that in their lifting career.
Yeah.
Not a major one with surgery, but so yeah, even with that in my past, it didn't ever feel like there was a moment of, hey, I'm going to hurt myself. It was good tension,
Yeah.
positive tension.